cultivating our intention for practice. How do you want to feel and be? And with your next inhale, just draw that intention into the heart center. And then on the exhale, we expand that into the world. Let's do that breath 2 more times. Inhale, drawing that intention into the heart center. Exhale to soften and let go, releasing intention back into the world. And 1 more time. And as we slowly start to awaken the eyes, blinking a few times, let's sweep those arms up to the ceiling. Next inhale. Maybe following and looking up with your eyes, palms come back together to the heart. Exhale. Inhaling, reaching those arms back up. Warming up the shoulders. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhaling, reaching those arms back up. And exhale, hands coming back to the heart center. And go ahead and interlace those fingertips together. Start to turn those palms out. We start to tuck the chin and round the spine, exhaling the breath. Inhale, reaching those arms up to the ceiling. And taking a bend over to the right on the exhale. Just start to feel the opening in the sides of your waist. Really straightening out the arms. We reach those arms back up towards the center, inhaling. Exhaling over to the left. And just hold here, keeping your sits bones grounded. We come back up to the center, inhaling. Exhale to release those arms, walking the hands gently behind you. Start to open up the chest. Fingertips can face forward or turn out slightly. Press into your hands and just feel the heart center. And then we'll go ahead and come back through the center. Let's walk the hands forward this time and just find your way into a little fold. Letting the head relax. And walk the hands over to the right. As we awaken the spine in all the different directions. And the hands back through the center and then over to the left. And then we come back through the center and then just rise back up, moving into neck and shoulders. Tucking the chin, exhaling the breath. Lifting the chin, opening the throat. And just continue with that movement. So we really want to feel each posture. No reason to rush through. Feeling the stretch in the back of the neck, front of the neck, opening the throat. And then we're going to move into semicircles. So go ahead and take your chin over to the right and then over to the left. As my friend Ron Parker would say, creating a smile with your chin. Just love that image. And perhaps turn up the corners of your mouth as you do this movement. Again, no rush. And eventually, we take the head back, opening up the throat again, and then just taking the chin over to the left and the right. They're nice and slow. This also stretches the muscles in the front of the neck, from that ear all the way to your collarbone. And then eventually you can connect the two, so creating just a big oval shape all the way around. Keeping your spine lengthening. We want to move in optimal alignment of the spine. And then when you're ready, you can go the other direction. And then take one more full circle around. And we'll come back through the center. We take those shoulders up to those ears and then roll them down and away. Rising all the way up and gently down and away. And we'll go the other direction. And two more. And last one here. Beautiful. Just going to reach those arms up to the ceiling. And then you're going to bend your right elbow and then just reach across with the left hand. Grab a hold of the elbow and pull that towards your ear. Keep your head lifting towards the ceiling, chin lifting up just a little bit. Big stretch for that tricep. And we'll reach those arms back up, inhaling. And we'll switch on the exhale, bending that left elbow, reach across. One more breath here. And then breath out, we simply release those arms, gently bring them down back at your side body. Right hand remains on the mat, left hand reaching up to the sky, inhaling. Then we take a bend over to the right on the exhale. And then start to spin the chest open, looking up towards the ceiling, inhale. Exhale to turn your chest down and to the right. Do that a couple more times. So we're feeling a spinal twist. You can also bend the elbow if that helps with the rotation. And one more time. And exhale. We come back up. Both arms can reach up to the ceiling, and then we go to our other side, exhaling, left hand drop. As we take that bend, starting with that side bend first, right hip ground. And then as you are ready, we start to open the chest up towards the ceiling, inhaling. Exhale to turn the chest down and over to the left. Two more just like that. And exhale down and to the left. One more time. And breath out. And then coming back up and release those arms. Walking the hands behind you again, this time interlacing fingertips together, or you have the option to grab a hold of elbows. Now, if you're feeling really open this morning, you even have the option of reverse prayer. So bring the palms together in prayer behind you. And roll those shoulders back a little bit. Draw the ears back over the rib cage. And just feeling the opening in the chest. One more breath here. And breath out. And we start to release those arms. Reach those arms back up to the ceiling. Take a little bend in the elbows. Interlock your thumbs together. And then just imagine breaking the thumbs apart. So let's do a little strengthening of the shoulders as well here. A little shaking in the shoulders. One more breath. And breath out. Okay, release and just switch the grip of your thumbs. And you're going to do the same thing. Take a breath. And then exhale, just imagine breaking your thumbs apart. Beautiful. And then go ahead and release those arms and a little shake out. We'll find our way into all fours. So go ahead and just swing the legs behind you and tap out your legs, ankles, maybe wiggle of the hips. Shake them out. Let's get some fresh blood flow through those legs. And then we'll continue with shoulders. We'll go ahead and take that right hand up to the ceiling, moving to thread the needle. Rotate your wrists out. And then on the exhale, we find our way into thread the needle, dropping down to your shoulder. And then opposite hand can reach behind you if you want more of that twist, or just stay here for that shoulder stretch. So your gaze can just go right over your fingertips, or you can draw that shoulder back a little bit, straighten out the arms, and forehead can come down to the mat. This actually can give you a slightly deeper stretch in the shoulder. And then we'll go ahead and come back up, switching sides. The left hand reaching up to the ceiling, rotate your. And as you're ready, dropping down to that shoulder. So we're starting to prep the shoulder for slightly deeper stretches. And again, you choose your variation here. And take one more breath. One more breath out. And then we'll find our way back up through all fours. Walking the hands forward, keeping your hips lifting up. We go into a puppy dog stretch. So really press the hands down into the floor, straighten out those arms, and then start to melt the chest down towards the mat. Now again, if you're super open here, you can even keep your throat opening. You can drop the chin down to the mat. Otherwise, just tuck the chin, forehead can come down to your mat or even a pillow. It's not quite there this morning, gives you a little more support. And press the hands down, feel the armpits lift a bit. A couple more breaths. And then we'll go ahead and gently walk the hands back as we come up. And then once again, find your way back into all fours. So we're going to go into another shoulder stretch, really similar. So you're just going to walk your left hand forward. And then just imagine your karate chopping the floor, straighten out the arm, and then start to melt the head down towards that left shoulder. And then we'll bring ourselves back up and we'll switch sides, back to all fours. Right hand walks forward, karate chop the floor, and then melt your ear towards your shoulder. Stabilizing the shoulder by pressing the hand down into the floor. And then we'll come back up. And then we'll find our way all the way down to our bellies. So walking the hands forward and a little strengthening as you lower yourself down. Nice and slow. Beautiful. So bringing the hands down to the floor near your chest, forehead on the mat, exhale your breath. On the inhale, we lift up for cobra, lifting the chest, shoulders gently roll back, press the pubic bone down into the floor. And then exhale to gently lower, gazing over to the right. Inhale brings you back up. And exhale to gently lower, gazing other way. And this time we rise up and remain here in cobra. You can bring your elbows down for forearm for sphinx, or you can press into your hands, slide the hands a little bit more towards you, and then lift up in your chest. Again, draw the tops of the shoulders back a little bit. And then feel the belly draw through, feel the chest open. And then we all come back down. And then forehead comes down to the floor. You can create a little pillow for your head with the hands. Wiggle the hips a little side to side. And then go and extend your left arm out. So it's in alignment with the shoulder, palm facing down. I'll do this way so you can see. So the hand reaches out, T arms, half T arms, and place your ear on the mat, gazing the other direction. Here I'm going to move into our shoulder stretch. So go ahead and soften your knees and gently just roll onto your shoulder. Now, there's a few options here to make it a little more intense. So we're using our body weight. You can remain exactly as is. You can even roll back to your belly a little bit more if it's causing any strain. Otherwise, top leg can start to draw back a little bit. You can even place the foot on the floor. You can place both feet on the floor, knees up towards the ceiling. So again, that just creates a little more weight. And we'll just hold here for this deep stretch. In the deltoids, you'll feel this into your pecs. And then continue to stay connected with the breath. So as we do deep stretches, I invite you to just use that inhale to create a little bit more space in the muscles we're stretching. On the exhale, just softening, relaxing into the stretch. And we'll go ahead and gently roll back onto the belly. So we're going to stay with that same shoulder. So all you're going to do is bend your elbow to a 90-degree angle. So just bend the elbow. Once you have that, again, just gently roll back a little bit. So it's going to feel a little more intense. You don't have to roll as much on this. Feeling a slightly different sensation in the shoulder. And of course, if you have injuries, just be super mindful of that weight you're putting on your shoulder. And then we'll go ahead and gently roll back onto the belly. And then we'll switch sides. So other arm extends out in alignment with your shoulder, and then ear on the mat gazing opposite way as you gently roll onto your shoulder. So remember, you can add a little more weight by taking your foot to the floor, knee up towards the ceiling, or both knees can go up, both feet on the mat. And of course, breath. A couple more breaths here. And then we'll go ahead and gently roll back onto the belly. And then we'll go ahead and bend that elbow, same arm. Bend your elbow, palm facing down, 90-degree angle as you gently roll back onto that shoulder. Ooh. Continuing to smooth out the texture of your breath. And a couple more breaths here. And then go ahead and slowly roll back onto your belly. And interlacing fingertips behind your back, forehead on the mat, straightening out those arms, and then lift up in your chest again. So feel pretty open here. Option to lift your feet as we strengthen in the heart center. Last breath. And then we release on that breath out, bringing the hands to the floor to lift yourself up and back. Child's pose. Let's bring those arms at your side body. Wiggling the hips a little side to side. Rocking forehead a little side to side. And then we'll go ahead and gently rise back up. And just finding a seat as is. So you can just remain here in hero's pose, or if you want to come into a regular seat, that's fine. We're just going to end shoulders with eagle arms. So extend those arms out on the inhale. Exhale, right arm can go underneath the left, giving yourself that big hug. And then keep walking the fingertips towards your shoulder blades. Once you have that, then start to bring the backs of the palms to touch. Maybe some of you finding that double bind. Elbows lifting to shoulder height. Slide the shoulder blades down your back. And start to move the forearms away from the face. And just see how that feels. You can just hold for the stretch, or you can do some movements if it feels good, a little side to side, some of you into circles, zigzags. Perhaps it's even just moving the neck a little bit and see how that feels. And explore. And then we'll come back up through the center. We'll all start to unravel those arms. Inhale, sweep those arms up to the ceiling. Palms together to the heart. Exhale. Second side, opening up those arms. Inhale. Exhale, left arm goes underneath the right. Again, just throw out that big hug for yourself, walking those hands back. And then when you're ready, back so the palms can touch, or double binding the hands. I guess you can call this a Twizzler. Just hold here for the stretch or begin those movements. And a few more soothing breaths here. And eventually we start to release those arms. Another inhale to sweep those arms up to the sky. Palms together to the heart center. And that concludes our shoulder portion.